Stop scrolling and take a deep breath. In a 2026 world that moves way too fast, there is nothing more healing than going back to the exact living room couch where we first watched Family Ties. Remember that warm Thursday night glow? The laugh track that felt like a friend? That living room in Columbus, Ohio, where the Keatons made us believe that no matter how different we are from our families, love always wins? Well, the cast that raised an entire generation has been on an extraordinary journey since 1989. One became a global symbol of courage in the face of an unimaginable diagnosis. One traded Hollywood red carpets for a quiet life of motherhood and privacy. One turned from actress to fearless filmmaker, fighting to protect the soul of cinema. And one little boy who stole our hearts left acting entirely to chase a dream of punk rock music in Colorado. Let's pull back the curtain and see where the cast of Family Ties truly is in 2026. Number 1, we have Michael J. Fox as Alex P. Keaton. Born on June 9, 1961, in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, Michael was just 21 years old when Family Ties premiered in 1982, and only 28 when it ended in 1989. Today, in March of 2026, he is 64 years old and aging with the kind of grace that redefines what bravery looks like. Now, Alex P. Keaton was not just a character, he was a cultural earthquake. In a show built around liberal ex-hippie parents, here comes their teenage son, a briefcase-carrying, Wall Street Journal-reading, Reagan-worshipping young Republican. And the genius was this: Alex never felt mean-spirited. Underneath all that ambition and bravado was a boy who desperately wanted his parents' approval. He taught us that you can disagree with the people you love and still love them with every fiber of your being. He gave a generation of kids permission to be different from their families. That is not comedy, that is therapy. Here is something beautiful most fans do not know. The middle initial, J, in Michael J. Fox was entirely made up. When he joined the Screen Actors Guild, another actor named Michael Fox already existed. Rather than go by Michael A. Fox, for obvious reasons, he chose J as an homage to the great character actor Michael J. Pollard. That tiny letter changed everything. And during his audition for Alex P. Keaton, Fox ad-libbed adding the middle initial P to his character's name. The writers loved it so much they wrote it into every script. In 1991, at just 29 years old, Michael was diagnosed with early-onset Parkinson's disease. He kept it private for 7 years before disclosing it in 1998. And what happened next is one of the most beautiful stories in all of entertainment. Instead of retreating, Michael founded the Michael J. Fox Foundation in 2000, which has since raised over $2.5 billion and become the largest nonprofit funder of Parkinson's research in the world. In January 2025, he received the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian honor in the United States. In October 2025, he released his 5th book, Future Boy, a memoir about making Back to the Future. And in early 2026, he made a surprise appearance at the SAG Awards with his son Sam, telling the audience with a smile, "I'm Michael J. Fox. I'm a dad and I'm an actor." He married his Family Ties co-star Tracy Pollan in 1988, and they have been together for nearly 38 years, raising 4 beautiful children. Michael J. Fox does not just act, he heals. Now, speaking of star power on a completely different level, number 2, we have Courteney Cox as Lauren Miller. Born on June 15, 1964, in Birmingham, Alabama, Courteney was just 23 years old when she joined Family Ties in its 6th season in 1987. Today, in 2026, she is 61 years old. And if you only know her from Friends or Scream, you might not realize that the Keaton living room is where America first truly noticed her. Lauren Miller was Alex's second major girlfriend, a psychology major who challenged him emotionally, pushed him to open up, and held her own against all that Keaton bravado. She appeared in 20 episodes across the final 2 seasons and brought a grounded, intellectual warmth that perfectly complemented Fox's high-voltage energy. Lauren was the bridge between the end of Family Ties and the beginning of Courteney's meteoric rise. Before Family Ties, Courteney was already turning heads. She was famously pulled on stage by Bruce Springsteen in the 1984 Dancing in the Dark music video. But it was her time on Family Ties that gave her the sitcom training ground that would lead directly to her iconic role as Monica Geller on Friends, one of the most successful television shows in history. She then became the face of the Scream franchise as the fearless Gale Weathers. She created and starred in Cougar Town and the horror comedy Shining Vale. Courtney is a mother to her daughter Coco, born in 2004. She is a woman who has built an empire on talent, discipline, and an incredible ability to make audiences fall in love with her decade after decade. And it all started right there in the Keaton living room. Now, from the next generation to the heart of the family itself. Number 3, we have Meredith Baxter as Elise Keaton. Born on June 21, 1947 in South Pasadena, California, Meredith was 35 when Family Ties began and 42 when it ended. Today, in 2026, she is 78 years old, and she is living life entirely on her own terms. Elise Keaton was the television mother so many of us wished we had. She was warm, but never a pushover. She was an architect, a feminist, a former flower child, and a woman who proved that you could have a career, a marriage, and 4 children and still be fully yourself. In an era when TV moms were often reduced to cooking dinner and solving minor squabbles, Elise Keaton had depth. She showed a generation of young girls that intelligence and tenderness are not mutually exclusive. Here is a wonderful piece of trivia. Meredith Baxter and Michael Gross, who played husband and wife on the show, were born on the exact same day, June 21, 1947. They share a birthday right down to the year. That cosmic coincidence made their on-screen chemistry feel effortless and genuine. After Family Ties, Meredith continued to work steadily in television, including memorable roles on shows like Cold Case, Switched at Birth, and Finding Carter. She is a breast cancer survivor and founded a skincare line that supports breast cancer research. In 2009, she publicly came out as a lesbian, and in 2013, she married Nancy Locke. In 2011, she published her memoir, Untied, sharing her journey with extraordinary honesty. In recent years, she has performed in stage readings, narrated holiday concerts for the Santa Barbara Choral Society, and presented at the 2024 Emmy Awards. At 78, Meredith Baxter is living proof that the most powerful thing a woman can do is tell the truth about who she is. And where there is Elise, there must be Stephen. Number 4, we have Michael Gross as Stephen Keaton. Also born on June 21, 1947, yes, the very same day as Meredith Baxter, in Chicago, Illinois. Michael was 35 when the show started and 42 when it ended. Today, in 2026, he is 78 years old, and this man has never stopped working. Stephen Keaton was the dad we all deserved. He was gentle and kind, but he was also flawed and funny. He worked at a local PBS station, wore his liberalism with genuine sincerity, and always showed up for his kids, even when they drove him crazy. Stephen Keaton taught us that fatherhood is not about being right, it is about being present. And in a decade defined by tough guy heroes and slick action stars, Stephen was a radical act of softness. Not many people know that Michael was involved with a street gang during his teenage years in Chicago, before turning his life around and becoming senior class president. He went on to earn a Master of Fine Arts from Yale and made his Broadway debut as a drag queen in the play Bent alongside Richard Gere. The day after the Family Ties wrap party, he literally walked onto the set of Tremors and became Burt Gummer, the iconic survivalist he would play across all 7 Tremors films and the TV series for 30 years. Michael has never stopped acting. He has guest starred on How I Met Your Mother, Suits, Parks and Recreation, ER, Grace and Frankie, and The Young and the Restless. He is also a passionate railroad enthusiast with an extensive collection of railroad antiques and is a spokesperson for the B&O Railroad Museum. He donated over 50 boxes of papers, scripts, and memorabilia from his career to his alma mater, the University of Illinois Chicago, including his personal Family Ties diary from the final season. He remains close friends with Meredith Baxter, and the two have performed together on stage in A.R. Gurney's Love Letters multiple times. At 78, Michael Gross reminds us that a true artist never retires. They simply find new stages. Now, if you think Mallory Keaton was just a ditzy fashion girl, prepare to have your mind completely blown. Number 5, we have Justine Bateman as Mallory Keaton. Born on February 19, 1966 in Rye, New York, Justine was just 16 years old when Family Ties premiered and 23 when it ended. She turned 60 years old in February 2026, and the woman she has become would make even Mallory Keaton do a double take. Mallory was the Keaton kid who seemed to care most about boys and shopping, but underneath it all was a sweetness and an emotional intelligence that often caught viewers off guard. She was the heart to Alex's head. She taught us that you do not have to be the smartest person in the room to be the kindest. And her relationship with Nick Moore showed us that love does not care about your GPA. After Family Ties, Justine made a decision that stunned Hollywood. She went back to school. She enrolled at UCLA and in 2016, at age 50, earned a degree in computer science and digital media management. Let that sink in. She then reinvented herself as a writer, director, and filmmaker. Her directorial debut, Violet, starring Olivia Munn and Justin Theroux, premiered at South by Southwest in 2021. She wrote 2 best-selling books, Fame and Face, which tackle celebrity culture and society's pressure on women's appearances. And in 2025 and 2026, she has become one of the loudest and most respected voices fighting against exploitative AI in filmmaking, founding the Credo 23 organization and film festival to champion human-made art. Justine is married to Mark Fluent and has 2 children. She is also the older sister of actor Jason Bateman. Justine Bateman's story is not about a child star who faded away. It is about a woman who chose to evolve, and that is the most Mallory Keaton thing imaginable, surprising everyone with how much more there is beneath the surface. Now, speaking of love stories that transcend television, number 6, we have Tracy Pollan as Ellen Reed. Born on June 22, 1960, on Long Island, New York, Tracy was 25 when she joined the cast in 1985 and appeared in 13 episodes through 1987. Today, in 2026, she is 65 years old, and her story is inseparable from one of the most beautiful love stories in Hollywood history. Ellen Reed was Alex's first serious girlfriend, and she was everything Alex was not: liberal, artistic, emotionally open. Their chemistry on screen was so electric that audiences could feel it through the television set, and there was a very good reason for that. Michael J. Fox and Tracy Pollan were falling in love for real. They married on July 16, 1988, at the West Mountain Inn in Vermont, and as of 2026, they have been married for nearly 38 years. Tracy and Michael have raised 4 children together: son Sam, born in 1989, twin daughters Aquina and Skylar, born in 1995, and daughter Esme, born in 2001. Tracy has been a quiet but powerful force beside Michael throughout his Parkinson's journey, serving on the board of the Michael J. Fox Foundation. She co-authored 2 cookbooks, The Pollan Family Table and Mostly Plants, with her family. Her brother is the celebrated food author Michael Pollan. In 2025, Tracy returned to acting in a Hallmark movie, Holiday Touchdown. Tracy Pollan is the living proof that the greatest role you can play is the one no camera ever captures: being someone's rock. Now, let us talk about the Keaton kid who made the bravest choice of all: to simply walk away. Number 7, we have Tina Yothers as Jennifer Keaton. Born on May 5, 1973, in Whittier, California, Tina was just 9 years old when Family Ties began. 9. She grew up entirely on camera, from a little tomboy to a teenager, across 176 episodes. Today, in 2026, she is 52 years old. Jennifer Keaton was the youngest daughter, the tomboy, the one who was observant and sharp-witted beyond her years. She was neither Alex's ambition nor Mallory's charm. She was something better, honest. Jennifer could see through everyone's nonsense, and she said what she thought. For kids watching at home, she was the one who felt the most real. After Family Ties ended, Tina pursued music, fronting a rock band called Jaded with her brother. She made some television appearances over the years, but eventually made a conscious decision to step away from Hollywood. She married Robert Kaiser in 2002, and they have 2 children, a daughter, Lillian Grace, and a son, Robert Jake. She lives in Ontario, California, about 35 miles east of Los Angeles, and has built a quiet, beautiful life focused on her family. In 2026, when photographers spotted her doing yard work outside her home, fans were surprised by how different she looked from her childhood days. But here is the truth that matters. Tina Yothers chose happiness over fame. She chose her children over red carpets. She chose peace. And in a world where child stars so often stumble, Tina's story is a triumph. A quiet, beautiful, absolutely victorious triumph. Now, we absolutely cannot forget the neighbor who stole every scene he was in. Number 8, we have Mark Price as Erwin "Skippy" Handelman. Born on February 23, 1968, in New Jersey, Mark was just 14 years old when he began playing Skippy. Today, in 2026, he is 58 years old, and he is still making people laugh. Skippy was never supposed to be a long-term character. He was the nerdy, lovable next-door neighbor with an eternal, unrequited crush on Mallory Keaton. But audiences fell so hard for his awkward sweetness that he became a series regular across all 7 seasons, appearing in 54 episodes. Skippy was the friend we all had growing up. The one who was not cool, not smooth, not popular, but loyal beyond measure. He made every kid watching at home who felt like an outsider feel seen. After Family Ties, Mark transitioned into stand-up comedy and has built a long, steady career as a touring comedian, opening for legends like Jay Leno and Jerry Seinfeld. He hosted Teen, Win, Lose, or Draw on the Disney Channel and went behind the camera as a producer for networks including Showtime, E!, TBS, and Animal Planet. He appeared on Last Comic Standing in 2006 and has continued touring clubs and theaters across America. He actively raises funds for the Michael J. Fox Foundation and frequently pays tribute to his former co-star. Mark is the son of Borscht Belt comedian Al Burney and singer Joy Mann. Comedy is literally in his blood. At 58, Mark "Skippy" Price is proof that the nerdy kid next door can have the last laugh. And speaking of unforgettable characters, remember the leather jacket rebel who stole Mallory's heart. Number 9, we have Scott Valentine as Nick Moore. Born on June 3, 1958 in Saratoga Springs, New York, Scott was 27 when he joined Family Ties in its 4th season in 1985. Today, in 2026, he is 67 years old. Nick Moore was Mallory's artist boyfriend, a rough-around-the-edges, Sylvester Stallone-esque sculptor who drove Steven and Elise absolutely crazy. He was supposed to be a 1-episode guest, but the audience loved him so much that he became a 4-year fixture. What made Nick special was that underneath that tough exterior was a genuinely good heart. He and Mallory were the couple that should not have worked on paper, but worked perfectly in practice. Nick taught us that you cannot judge a book by its leather jacket. Here is something incredible about Scott. In 1981, before Family Ties, he was hit by a truck while riding his bicycle in New York City. He was run over, dragged, and clinically dead upon arrival at the hospital. His pelvis was shattered, his hip and femur crushed. Doctors said he would never walk again. It took him 3 years to recover. 3 years. And then he moved to Los Angeles and landed the role of Nick Moore. After Family Ties, 3 separate spin-offs were attempted for Nick, but none were picked up. Scott went on to guest star in shows like CSI New York, JAG, and Lois and Clark, and he did voice work for Batman, the animated series, and Iron Man. In 2024, he co-founded Red Coral Universe, an independent streaming platform dedicated to supporting artists and filmmakers. He married Jennifer Malchow in late 2021 and has 4 sons from his previous marriage. At 67, Scott Valentine is a survivor in the truest sense of the word. And finally, the littlest Keaton, the baby of the family. Number 10, we have Brian Bonsall as Andrew "Andy" Keaton. Born on December 3, 1981, in Torrance, California, Brian was just 5 years old when he joined Family Ties in its 5th season in 1986 and 8 when it ended. Today in 2026, he is 44 years old. Andy Keaton was the baby who arrived when Meredith Baxter's real-life pregnancy was written into the show. He was the littlest conservative in training, the kid Alex immediately tried to mold into his mini-me. And Brian played him with a natural comic timing that was extraordinary for such a young child, winning 3 Young Artist Awards for his performance. After Family Ties, Brian appeared in Star Trek: The Next Generation as Worf's son Alexander and starred in the Disney film Blank Check. But by age 14, he made a decision that changed his life. He retired from acting, moved to Boulder, Colorado with his family, and discovered punk rock music. It became his true passion. Brian has performed with several bands, including Late Bloomers, Thruster, and Lights in the Sky. He became a guitarist for the well-known punk band The Ataris. He has spoken openly about the challenges he faced growing up in the spotlight and the personal struggles that followed. He has been clean and sober for over a decade and credits music with saving his life. He married Courteney Cox in 2017, and they have a son. In 2025, Brian appeared in the documentary series Hollywood Demons, sharing his experiences as a child actor with remarkable honesty. At 44, Brian Bonsall is proof that the littlest members of a family sometimes take the longest journeys to find themselves, and that finding yourself is always worth the wait. But we cannot complete this journey without honoring the true heartbeat behind every laugh, every lesson, and every golden moment we ever shared with the Keaton family. His name was Gary David Goldberg, and he created Family Ties. Born on June 25, 1944 in Brooklyn, New York, Gary lived a life that sounds like a television show in itself. He dropped out of multiple colleges, hitchhiked around the world with his girlfriend Diana, opened a daycare center in Berkeley, and did not even break into Hollywood until his early 30s. He worked his way up writing for The Bob Newhart Show, MASH, and Lou Grant, before creating the show that would define his legacy. Family Ties was based on his own life, on the beautiful contradictions of raising children who grow up to think differently than you do. He named his production company Ubu Productions after his beloved Labrador Retriever, and every episode ended with that unforgettable voice, "Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog." That simple moment became one of the most iconic tags in television history. Gary initially resisted casting Michael J. Fox. NBC president Brandon Tartikoff famously said Fox's face would never end up on a lunchbox. Gary stood his ground, gave Fox a second audition, and the rest is history. After Family Ties became a hit, Fox personally sent Tartikoff a lunchbox with Alex P. Keaton's face on it. Gary David Goldberg passed away on June 22, 2013, from brain cancer at his home in Montecito, California. He was 68 years old. In a statement, Michael J. Fox said, "He touched so many with his enormous talent and generous spirit. He changed my life profoundly." Gary David Goldberg did not just create a television show. He created a family that millions of strangers got to join. He created a feeling, that warm, safe Thursday night feeling, that still lives inside all of us, all these decades later. And for that, his legacy is immortal. Now, before you go, I have got 3 questions for you, and I really want to hear your answers. Question 1. Here is a trivia question only a true fan can answer. What was the name of the Keatons' beloved production company dog, seen at the end of every single episode? Was it A, Ubu, or B, Odie? Drop your answer in the comments. Question 2. Let's do a quick living room roll call. What exact year were you born? And how old were you when you first experienced this masterpiece? I want to see just how many generations this show touched. Tell me in the comments. Question 3. Here is the beautiful truth. We grew up right alongside this cast. We laughed with Alex, cried with Stephen, rolled our eyes at Mallory, and cheered for Jennifer. If you could go back in time to the exact living room where you first watched Family Ties, who would you want sitting on the couch next to you one more time? A parent? A grandparent? A childhood friend who has moved away? Honor your loved ones in the comments below. Let this be a place where we remember the people who made our living rooms feel like home. And if this video brought even one warm memory back to life, please hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to keep our golden memories alive. Because as long as we remember, they are never really gone.